Hello, everybody, and welcome to a not really surprise Wednesday game. We talked about this yesterday, and we didn't talk about it on Monday because it was after Monday night's game that RJ, Danae, and I were talking. We were like, we want Hellscouts. We want Hellscout Camp as a game so badly. Because RJ and I have been talking about this since November, but we just have not gotten around to doing anything with
We've been talking about this since December, friend.
For a while, we have been wanting to do Hellscouts. So, I figured, why not ask if people wanted to do Hellscouts? So, we are doing that this week. And you might be asking yourself, what is Hellscouts? What do you keep talking about? All of this in due time, my friend. Imagine, if you will, a Tiefling Summer Camp on the first layer of the 9 Hells, Avernus. That is where our adventure takes place today with 4 amazing campers. To kind of start things off, we're going to go through just our general set of announcements. So, with that in mind, hey there, you. I'm sure you're probably thinking to yourself, man, oh man, am I thirsty? Thirsty for what, you might ask? I'll leave that up for you to decide. But I am particularly thirsty for water right now, and it's a perfect time to use this Indoor Adventures mug to be able to drink that water. I didn't have anything really funny planned for today, and the only thing I have on me is a mug. But Greybeard is wearing an amazing Moon Maiden shirt that was designed by our dear friend Danae, who is also on this show. So, hello, everybody.
I didn't want to freeze to death in my cold basement, so I put on multiple layers. And I am, as we all know, in love with Captain Olivet. So, ta-da!
Yes. But that is it for merch. So, that's it. That's the plug for merch. If you would like to pick any up, you can check it out in the Discord server below. Or not Discord server, but in the description below. Bleh. As well as if you go to bit.ly/indoor merch, you can find some there. So that is it for the merch spiel. Let's just establish some things about Hell Camp or Hellscouts as we go into it. So, your characters are very young. You are all between the ages of 8 and 13. This is the last day of summer camp. Specifically, Hellscouts camp. Now, Hellscouts, in as far as you are aware, started roughly about 40 years ago. And during that time, it was started by a very enterprising tiefling who had obtained a lot of money through adventuring by the name of Odd Stonemantle. And Odd being sad that he, as a child, was not able to experience Hellscouts because apparently Hellscouts wasn't a thing, and he didn't know that, but he was mad that he missed out and mad that it wasn't, so he spent his money and made it a thing. Over the last several decades, tieflings of all races, or all heritages and creeds and sizes have all decided to come and join out at Hellscouts. Now, your characters, your parents either did go to Hellscouts or did not, or are potential benefactors to the camp, whether they are helping pay for any of the staff or if they are just helping pay to keep the camp open. Now, the day our adventure takes place, Daddy Warbucks, thank you for the follow. Greybeard, would you like to explain what happens when people follow?
Always. So, hey, Warbucks, when someone becomes new follower and I'm on the show, I take this mallet, this maul, and I hit that guy right in the face.
It's so satisfying every time.
Thank you. We always appreciate it.
So, you guys have been at Hellscouts over the week, and you can either be returning Hellscouts members or this can be your first journey into Hellscouts. But when you signed up, you had to pick one of a handful of different classes to kind of take as your main focus. You will eventually experiment with all of them, but this kind of helps set up what you would have spent the majority of your week doing. So, the classes offered are dark arts and unconventional crafts, survival skills, archery, riding, metallurgy and tinkering, potions, poisons, tinctures and tonics, and sneaking and plotting. So, depending on which one of those classes you would like to attend, that kind of gives a little bit more of an understanding as to just kind of how you generally filled your time. As we're going to be doing a little bit of backstory building with you guys as well, because as a one-shot with new characters, I don't know who you are, and I promised you all gifts from your parents while you were out at camp, and I can't do that if I don't know who you are. So, let's go around the table and kind of introduce ourselves, as the four of you have all been spending the last week, the last 7 days, inside of a cabin together, just kind of being bunkmates. Under the supervision of a very large red-skinned tiefling named Scorn, who is often seen wearing a shirt that says, "I'm not even raging yet." That he got after an adventure some years ago. But let's get into it. Who are the people that Scorn has been watching over, these young tiefling boys?
Hey everybody, I am RJ, and today I'll be playing Benny, a tiny, pudgy little tiefling boy, crimson red, single horn on the forehead.
Cool. I'm LB, and I'm going to be playing Anarchy. He is 13, and he is a black tiefling with a red mohawk and red sideburns. He is... Should we go into more, or is that...
Let's just... let's go through just general character introductions, and then we can kind of work more into who you guys are as that. So that way we can talk about not only who you were on the first day of camp, but also who you are going into the last day.
Yeah. And I am having a summer fling with my boyfriend, Discord.
Hoo-hoo.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Discord.
Whoop.
I'm Greybeard, and I'll be playing Discord tonight. And Discord is a bard, and he obviously enjoys music and is white-skinned with black ram's horns, blue hair with white frosted tips, and black eyes. But his pupils look like starbursts.
I love him so much. Danae.
Me too.
Who are you playing?
I'm just so happy. I'm so happy. I'm playing Perseverance, also known as Percy. And Percy is a silver tiefling with I'm gonna say gray hair. And he's just a little noodle. He's a little noodle boy who's very skinny and small. And say 4 horns, and is the brother of Benny.
Excellent. So we have Benny, Percy, Anarchy, and Discord. What class did you guys sign up for, or were you signed up for when attending Hell Camp? And this will kind of lead, or Hellscouts, and this is what will kind of lead into what you guys, what developments happened throughout the week. If you guys made any camp friends, if you excelled in your classes, if you don't think that you did well, or you can feel free to ask me about what it is any of these classes necessarily entail, as some of them do sound a little sketchy, which is perfect for a Tiefling Summer Camp.
The least sketchy of which is archery, so I'm gonna ask: is this like regular archery or like hell archery?
Or what archery?
Hell archery, like.
So this is basically like sniping courses, like how to hit somebody with your short bow and not have them know where you shot them from. And like just general, like if you don't have the skills to be able to do that yet, They'll just teach you the basics of archery. Because again, this is Hellscouts, but the purpose is to learn.
I think Benny would have taken archery, but he never had a head for learning, so instead he's just hiding in bushes with javelins and he's just hucking them at people.
Yeah. Your camp counselor would probably tell you that you needed to work a little bit more on the actual usage of the bow, but you have really good follow through and he sees a lot of potential.
Cool. Anarchy signed up for plotting.
Okay.
Sneaking and plotting.
Sounds good. So the sneaking and plotting class is actually very full, but you were able to secure yourself a spot, mostly through sneaking and a little bit of plotting. And
leveraging my uncle.
It's true. As even though this camp was started many years ago, Anarchy's uncle is none other than the benefactor of this camp. So in your sneaking and plotting class, you are given instructions on kind of how to manipulate other people using just your basic words. It's a class on deception, but like deception for kids. So it's kind of like an acting class, but at the same time, it's just like, notice how I maintained eye contact with him and kept a good rapport. They didn't even realize, and I'm sure you kids didn't either, I got 5 gold pieces out of his back pocket. Like, you kind of just teaching them how to be deceitful, teaching them how to be able to kind of look at a mark, set it as their target, and then figure out a way through your own mental gymnastics to kind of to achieve the ends by your means. Percy, what class did you take?
I think that Percy actually tried to play hooky, but got caught and just dumped into whatever class was least crowded. I was gonna say that he got dumped into sneaking and plotting because, like, clearly you need the practice, but since that's pretty crowded, they probably just dumped him in whatever one wasn't crowded. So which one would that be, would you say?
The one that would be the least crowded is either going to be the dark arts and unconventional crafts, or potions, poisons, tinctures, and tonics.
All right, let's go with dark arts then.
Okay, so the dark arts and unconventional crafts is very much about your project for the week is making a very tiny flesh golem. Is just kind of learning the ins and outs of dissecting, kind of how to skin various sorts of bodies. You see that other students are using their time to kind of like turn the skin that they get into leather to make a nice bound book for themselves, and really just kind of use it as a crafting course. Now, the other thing about it is that because it is also a dark arts class, that is when it does kind of get into the building of these small golems, as well as reanimating very tiny corpses, or just generally kind of using learning magics, or at least learning about them in practice that will help you kind of figure things out along the way, whether it is a means of saying no to another caster through a counterspell, which was very interesting to learn about. There's also things like dispelling magic or detecting magic, and kind of learning not necessarily how to defeat somebody through stronger magics, but to just use a basic counter as an easy thing to kind of to circumvent a lot of the troubles of having to study too hard.
Nice. Percy's very interested in the counterspell. But everything else, like, he tries to get through with doing like the least amount of work possible. Like flesh golems are like Frankensteins, right? You gotta like stitch them together and stuff.
Yep. It's like a Build-A-Bear, but it, is kind of gross and fleshy afterward. Like the Build-A-Bear, like the Franken bear that you can find on the internet that's made out of like chickens. It's really weird.
Amazing. Yeah, I imagine he gets like halfway through dissecting a frog and then like throws some bunny ears on it and calls it done.
And there is just kind of like a mix and match parts box of just small and various animals to kind of make whatever you want. It's almost like a robotics class.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
This
Continue. What were you gonna say?
I imagine this makes my my familiar uncomfortable.
A little jealous. Because it perceives the thing that you are working on as a potential replacement for itself. So there are several times where as you are building it, it tries to like nip out at this dead thing because it's jealous of you showing it attention over itself.
Yep. Every now and then, like a little like snake with white lips. It's kind of dark, got like kind of like an oil slick iridescent scales going on. It'll like slide out from Percy's sleeve and like nip at something, and then like sneak back in there.
Excellent. Now, Discord. What have you been doing this week?
Well, I mean, I'm a bard, so I should be in dark arts and unconventional crafts. But do you want us to choose something different just to be
choose
different?
your own.
Okay,
like
and,
you can choose whatever you want. If you wanted to be in dark arts, you could just hang out with Percy because you guys are from the same cabin.
Okay, I'm gonna do that then, just because part of the motif, I guess. But Discord's homunculus or little flesh golem that we're building has like 4 wings, and it's perfectly symmetrical. Like he dug through the entire box to find matching pairs of everything, so that it's very it's very artistic. It's more beautiful than functional. Like probably one set of wings doesn't actually work and stuff, but they match and they're gorgeous, which was what mattered to him.
Mm-hmm.
And as Percy was like nailing ears on something, he's just like, that's nice. Good. Tries to be like helpful and kind, and tries to help you with your work if you need it. And then how do you treat him?
Oh my god. If he actually like does start to help, then I mean, like what he says, that looks nice. Percy's like, no, it isn't.
Okay, and Discord takes that as a challenge to be friends with Percy, which makes it like even worse.
This was like the day 1 challenge of camp.
Target acquired. But yeah, Percy would eventually try to like rope Discord into doing the project for him. So like, oh, I don't know, I don't get it. This is hard.
Okay, then yeah, Discord would probably completely fall for it, and then at some point would realize what it was and be like, oh, all right, finish it, but then pull practical jokes on you, like, you know, charm person or vicious mockery, or, you know, get behind you and go thaumaturgy. So, you know, like at 300 decibels. So your project would like fly in the air or something.
Amazing. I imagine that Percy is like sending little electrical jolts into these frog legs to get them to twitch, and then just like thaumaturgy, and then like just like a lightning bolt like blasts them off the frog completely. Just It's like,
Oh,
oh no, my project is broken. Looks like it's never getting finished.
that's a darn shame.
That's
Pat you
a
on the
darn-
shoulder.
You went to sneaking and plotting last year. Now you're using your skills to coast.
Oh, it's good to be a senior. I'm 13, so I'm graduating, I guess. We can't come back next year, so this is the year.
No, you can. You can totally come back. It's just that, like, for this one shot, for this group, I was just figuring, like,
okay.
these are the ages that we will deal with if we still want them to be, like, kids.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, how old are you, Percy?
Percy's 10.
Oh, that even makes it better. Okay.
Yeah, so, Benny, how old are you?
Benny's 12.
Oh.
But I think Percy, would this be our first time or
Yeah, let's say so. Let's say for the sake
because
of.
I wanted to say it's not Percy's first time. Benny got sick last year, so he couldn't go.
Oh no! I imagine that the year before that they tried to send Benny, but he didn't want to go without Percy.
Yeah.
Aw.
So Percy just goes by themselves the second year. Just that
Yeah,
sounds
Percy
great.
doesn't care. It's just like, oh yeah, whatever.
And he left.
All right, so what is as a group, what is an activity that you guys have bonded over throughout the week? Do you feel like? Because at night, there is a huge capture the flag kind of game between that's just the camp kind of separated by both sides. There are about 40 kids that are all at this camp at any given particular point of time. So the games can get kind of big. Then there are also the culty sing-alongs that you guys can do later in the day if you want, complete with little bits of Hell Theater. That's really to help kind of just like give a good idea of what an outstanding devil should be to all the young like 5 to 7 year old tieflings that are there for summer camp.
Discord's all about it. He digs the, like, okay, kids, next, let's do this. And, and uses his magic to, really project and help it out. I believe I have prestidigitation too, so I'd throw that in there also.
I assume anarchy gets dragged along to these things.
Every time Discord can get you to come do it.
They are borderline required for people to go mostly because you can't leave that many kids unattended for extended periods of time without being like, our camp's destroyed.
It's not OSHA safe.
Children with magic? What?
What's the worst that could happen?
Fire.
Now, if it's like the camp sing-alongs, Benny's totally down with it.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Maybe a Discord will, if he looks over and sees that anarchy is just kind of lumped up like that, we'll kind of sidle up behind him and kind of reach up to put his head on his shoulder, try to reach around in his hands and get his hands moving to the songs. And give him a smooch on the cheek and be like, come on,
You're lucky you're cute.
Aww.
He tries to sneak away to smoke as much as he can, basically.
Make a stealth check. I'll just say that this will be just like an overarching stealth check to how well you can go out and smoke instead of doing the sing-along shit.
Yeah. That's a 7.
Mhm.
Stealth, that's an 8.
The class is paying off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you go out and you definitely take a few smoke breaks, but it's one of those like, does your family know you smoke?
Yeah. Do they care?
Got another one? Just like
Exactly.
yeah. I mean, it's fantasy times. Technically, there are no rules for how early you can smoke. So
Right. What are tiefling ages like? Are we actually 13?
yeah,
or
you
are we...
age as humans too.
Okay. Okay.
Great.
And I was going to say, if not, Discord would totally be down with stealing you smokes or stealthing them because he's amazing at it. Because he's taken all these classes and concentrated and focused on them.
I've taken all the classes. I don't really focus on them. I'm only here because Mom. And now because of Discord, but, you know, it's the only time we get to spend together.
We only see each other at camp.
Mm-hmm.
We live half a planet away.
Mm-hmm.
Just within sending range, maybe?
Yes, there you go. Pen pals.
Yep.
I can't imagine that our parents would have sent us to Hell Camp, but we must have like a cool uncle somewhere.
Yeah.
You won a scholarship. Or it was like a raffle.
I guess we could
Sure.
send you because it'll be a waste, but
All right.
Those free camp things to like coupons to get them in the door, and then
Mm-hmm. All right. And then
When you sneak away for a smoke, you definitely find Percy in a bush with a girl at some point.
Oh, he would tease you relentlessly.
Discord, have you seen Percy anywhere? He ditched me again.
what? We're gonna do marshmallows soon.
Marshmallows. Yes.
Yeah.
I think he was. I saw him in a bush with some with a blue lass over there.
Oh, yesterday it was green.
Well, that's nice, right?
I mean, at least someone is getting some.
Oof.
Whoa.
you guys are kids. That's weird.
Hey,
They're
kids,
13.
getting some is kissing, okay?
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
I'm just used to your other two characters.
Exactly. And when Anarchy says that, Discord actually like blushes and kind of like acts shy, like
And he'll squeeze your hand and like rub your arm, like I'm joking.
okay.
Take things at your pace. It's all right.
Last day of camp, could be a special day.
It could
I made
be.
you a card.
I mean, that's cool. Playing a boy. I'm playing a boy.
Boy.
All right, and on top of there being large camp-wide games, there are also sport areas that you can go and play any various number of ball games. Take your pick if that so interests you at all. Otherwise, there is also the lull moments in between these summer courses where you can just kind of hang out in the cabin and relax and do your own thing. And Scorn has left a variety of things to let you guys entertain yourselves with, including games like chess, as well as a deck of cards. As well as a set of dice. Just, it looks like dice as well as what would be a medium-sized cup. And he explained that it was, as he explained it to you, it involved putting the dice in the cup, shaking it, and occasionally he would say Yahtzee, and you weren't really sure what that meant at all. But you've played Liar's Dice before, and you know that game.
Mm-hmm. I think Anarchy would play lacrosse. Elbowing people.
I think That's how Benny and Anarchy would get to know each other a little bit.
Yeah.
Benny's a bulky boy.
You're a barbarian?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Anarchy is very competitive. So
The fun part is about Benny, you hit him, he starts crying, and then he rages and like hucks the ball from halfway across.
I know how to motivate him. Got it.
You're on the same team. Bap bap. Ah! Hits the kid on the other side square in the chest through the net.
It worked, don't it?
Discord is constantly trying to get people to play. He brought with him in his, chest that mom and dad sent along. He brought three dragon ante, and he sometimes just makes cards appear and disappear and stuff because it's something to keep his hands busy when we don't have a project. And so he's like, oh, come on, next. What itinerary? I hate lull time. I'm gonna write a poem.
I'm sure that I just have a stack of them somewhere, which I secretly love.
All right.
During lull time, I think Percy snuck off and found a girl's cabin somewhere to hang out in.
Sounds good. You're kind of doing your thing, sneaking around to girls' cabins, and that's when you end up meeting it's a kind of chubbier red-skinned tiefling that has curled horns. She's a little girl that's also like around your age, and you would know her name to be Dev, short for devotion. And she is not having it that you just keep coming around to the cabins and that you keep making out with all of her friends, and she's very upset by it. And so you kind of get, she kind of like chases you out, and you know that you can't go back to that cabin. And as the week progresses, she begins to start spreading mild rumors about you.
Oh.
What kind of rumors?
Mostly rumors that are true, such as that you are a womanizer, and that even though you told one of these camp goers that you totally had feelings for her, then the next day you were caught doing the same exact plays with another tiefling, and then several hours after that it was the same instance, but you were targeting different girls' cabins and different groups, so you knew which ones weren't talking amongst themselves. But now there is a small unified front that is not a big fan of you. However, there are still a handful of them that are like, I don't care, he's really pretty.
He's shiny. What can he say? Yeah, every time Dev catches him, he's just flirting. Like, he's flirting up a storm. I think that this is the year that he discovered that girls aren't icky, and so he's like, wait a second, you mean you can kiss girls? And now he's just all over that.
I have found my true calling in life.
We've all been
something
there.
about myself.
We've all been there.
And so then Discord, what are you up to? You said that you were writing poems, trying to get people to play 3 Dragon Ante, but if Percy is off, going off and snogging, while the other two are playing lacrosse, what are you doing in the meantime?
Probably either writing said poetry and like composing little songs, like in the poems are pieces, it's like there's art in the corner, and I try to anarchy it up, so it's like frog he myths and just aboleths and things that form the borders of the poems, but the poems are pretty smoochy, lovey-dovey type things. But like I said, the visuals are all like hellscapes and chains and meat hooks and that kind of fun stuff.
Nice. All right.
So,
and one thing that kind of got brought up with Percy, because again, I do want to give you guys prezzies from your parents. What do you guys like? Percy likes girls.
They got Percy a girl?
No. But just like as a general thing, what are your character's interests? What are your disinterests that you think that the other campers would know about you by the end of the week? Or if you've been coming back to the camp, what you have learned about that person?
I think that Anarchy loves playing cards, like, and swindling people out of anything that he can. So, like, you'll see him playing poker with people, Texas Hold'em, like that sort of stuff. Like, just getting the little kids in it, and then just like, oh yeah, if you put this down, then like teaching them the game, but not well enough that they can win.
Like, oh, this is an electrum piece. It's very rare. I'll trade you all of my electrum for all of your gold.
Yes. Oh, you have candy? I'd love, like, oh, well, if you put your candy down, then I'll give you a silver piece. Holy shit.
And if there's any kind of games that are like 2-player or partner games, Discord's all about it. And he is not beyond using his talents at stealth and sleight of hand and even prestidigitation and magic to help cheat. But he would never do it for himself. He always does it for Anarchy. I know that he wants something, and so I'll go out of my way to cheat to get it for him.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, and they know I love music because I can't not sing. And I'm not going to sing because I can't sing, but Discord can sing.
For Benny, probably just like a food care package.
They send you a really large bento.
Yes.
Aww. It's so cute. I love it.
All right, so I think if that was the case, over the week, Benny, you will receive your rather large bento, which will, if eaten quick enough, will function the same way as a regular healing potion would. So if you just Goku that rice into your mouth, standard healing potion.
Standard healing potion.
Speaking of, Benny's got like Oni teeth. So like little nubbin tusks, and then like the tusks on the top that curve out.
Yeah, so they give you a bunch of food, just knowing that you are a growing boy. Anarchy, you would have been given slightly regretfully a deck of fixed cards.
Okay.
Yep. Discord, you would have, in a message to your family, you would have lamented about how the bows that they use here at camp are just not up to par at all with the kind of archery that you prefer to do. So they actually send you your bow, so you can add yourself a short bow that you wanted from before the game, but for some reason D&D Beyond wasn't letting you add.
Excellent. All right.
So yes, you get your short bow. As for you, Percy, since you liking girls is very much a recent thing, they aren't necessarily sure what to do in your case. So seeing as how you are a budding wizard, you actually receive an arcane focus.
Like what? Like what kind? What kind?
You tell me. What does it look like? What do you think your parents would send you in the mail?
I'm gonna say it's like one of those contact juggling balls. Like it's a little crystal ball that you use for contact juggling, like David Bowie in the Labyrinth.
Fushigi.
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 Awesome. All right, so you have David Bowie's crystal ball as your arcane focus. I love it. So, you guys have all gotten your gifts. While you had been playing lacrosse the first time, that you saw Benny rage and just power heft this ball across the field and peg one of the other campers. That other camper, you've seen them before, Anarchy. He's a green-skinned tiefling with a forked tongue that you see has kind of like scales on their skin in patches. And you know that his name is Jackspar, but the mean name that kids usually give him is Jake. As that just seems to make him really upset for some reason. He does not like being called that name. But you hit Benny, you kind of hit him square in the stomach, and he keels over, and you see that some of his friends kind of come over and help him get back up, and he looks at you, and he seems to like recognize who you are. Like in that moment, kind of scan you up and down and just kind of nod and keep to himself. And actually, a few nights later, it seems like Jake and his crew of tiefling friends have played a prank on you guys. They short sheeted you. So as you tried to get into bed later that evening, your sheets just did not work properly, and they seem to have like. Not only did they pseudo rifle through your things, but they flipped your bags inside out and then zipped them up from the inside, so they just look like these large loaves.
Oh, those motherfuckers.
We can fix it. We can fix it. And Discord starts to try to mend everything and turn them inside out and put it back together.
Oh, we'll fix them, all right.
Yeah, Benny's like breathing heavily, looks over at Anarchy.
Anarchy is nodding.
I've got a plan.
All right, Sparkles, what do you got?
So the plan goes: we wait for either one of their crew members to get in one of the porta-johns. And you see Betty just jump out of a bush, dash towards it, and shoulder checks the porta-john.
All right, so they don't actually have porta-johns there. They have large privies. But they do have communal shower areas. So if you would like, while these new friends, these new camp friends of yours are taking a nice warm shower, just cold water in like a cup right over the side.
We could steal their clothes.
Steal their clothes!
Steal their clothes. 2-part plan.
I send my snake into the showers.
Yes.
Yes.
And then we'll take all their undergarments and we'll hang them on the flagpole.
Aw, yeah.
So there is also not a flagpole.
Okay.
However, there is a statue that you can hang them from, and what this statue is that
is it a statue of a tiefling?
It is a statue
On the roof
of
the
4
horn!
tieflings.
Ooh.
As it says, Scouts honor through and through, written down underneath, and you can see what looks to be the statue of a very young Hellscout giving the Hellscout salute, which is just demon horns and fingers crossed behind the back. And then you see a slightly older boy also giving the same salute, and then what looks to be a young man giving the same salute, and then finally a tiefling decked out in the regalia of the armies of hell also giving the same salute.
Dag, bro. Are they like are they big or are they like
They're to scale.
Are they to scale? Okay.
Would the
Or
fire
I guess
thing
they would be a little bit bigger. They would have to be blown up just a little bit.
It's either we do the statues or nail their underwear to their cabin.
Oh,
If you
I like
nail
that
it,
idea
though.
better.
And I will take said underwear and prestidigitate some stains on them in
Evil.
interesting colors, right where stains would be.
Oh,
Oh,
I
you
love
get a
these
kiss on the
boys.
cheek for that.
He blushes.
Oh, man.
Discord does love a good prank. He doesn't like to admit it, but he does. And the statues, are they what family or who is it? A statue of? Or is it nondescript?
It's nondescript. Yeah,
Okay.
it is not of any particular family. Although the horns that are on the head are horns that kind of come out and look like they're slicked back a little bit. So you're guessing that this might have been Odd trying to like project himself as these young kids for Hellscouts. But he never served in an army, so possibly not. It was more of just a stylistic choice at that point.
Mhm.
And so that's not a Grauhund, right?
No,
Okay.
it is not a member of your family.
All right.
All
oh
right.
shoot, they're Growlhounds.
He's a Growlund. I'm not.
Oh, that's right. That's right, because you're dating. That would be weird.
That would be weird.
Look, I know the Game of Thrones trailer just came out, but seriously.
And it is the Grauhunds, so
Yeah.
we've seen their their paintings.
It's a
Get
fun
them,
show.
What
But-
is it? Noble background?
Yeah, I have the noble background.
You have the noble background. Okay.
All right, so as you guys, you have finished up your prank, and after you guys do it, and kind of come back, Scorn just looks at the four of you and just nice, just like he gives you high fives and just rocks the devil horns to you guys. As it seems like he is not a fan of the camp counselor that Jack Spar has, another kind of bigger tiefling by the name of Nylek. So your week at Tiefling Summer Camp goes by about as good as you have imagined it to be. You've learned all sorts of skills. You have done all sorts of fun and interesting activities. Activities like playing sports, making yourself a very basic weapon, and helping out kind of polish and refine things in the metallurgy classes. Probably the most interesting, underrated course that they offer is riding, as the mounts that they use here at the camp are nightmares. So the kids that decided to take riding for their week just got to ride nightmares every day. And after going through this process, you guys have come closer together as a cabin. And that is when you also find out, or at least those of you whose it is your first time attending, of the weekly scavenger hunt. Or not weekly, but of the annual scavenger hunt that they have here at Hellscouts Camp. And so Scorn kind of marches you guys off down to the main mess hall area, as they kind of have a open stage set up, and he leads you kind of to actually past that. There is a trail that he's leading you to that takes you to a larger amphitheater that is it looks like it kind of leads out into the wilds of Avernus. And as you guys approach, you can see that all of the other camp counselors are there as well as all of their kids, and a wooden stage has been built. And as you guys are all kind of looking around, you can see that Scorn kind of went out of his way to stand next to one of the girls' cabins. As you can see that he seems to be pretty friendly with the camp counselor that is there next to... that is the counselor for this girl's cabin. And you would know that her name is Corinna. As he has talked to her, she's come by and they've had conversation. Just kind of... They play card games sometimes. Sometimes they talk about the camp. Other times they just seem to talk. The lot of you know that he probably is interested in her, just based on your general read. Maybe not Benny would get that, but the rest of you would get it for sure. So as you all are standing here, kind of waiting for this announcement, the sky above you, as it has all week, is not a clear blue cloudless sky. It is heavy with thick clouds, and you can see fireballs just kind of constantly detonating in the sky above you. Thankfully, Hellscout Camp was located in such a place that direct fireballs are at a bare minimum, but overall, it's still a pretty dangerous place. Your parents had to sign a waiver to even let you guys go, in one of those, like, if something happens to your kid, whoops, don't really know what to do about that. So you guys have been all called forward, and you see the two co-managers of the camp kind of standing and looking around. And Anarchy, you would recognize these as your cousins, Scaldir and Carcera. And they are two red-skinned tieflings, both with shock white hair. That Scaldir is wearing just a nice kind of deeper blue, kind of more open suit. Very similar to Discord, how you would, if you continued your bardic schooling, how you would someday hope to achieve to look to be. And you can see that Carcera is wearing kind of a nicer, more flowing dress. It's very... it's not very thick because it's so warm out here in Avernus. And as they come up, Scaldir just kind of puts his hands out and he says, "First and foremost, I would like to say thank you to all of you wonderful campers for doing such a great job at Hellscouts Camp." And there's just a general, like, cheer. And, like, you see the camp counselors all, like, yeah, like, all cheering, kind of tricking the younger kids into cheering as well. And so Scaldir then says, "And as our thanks for doing such a good job, we brought with us a very special guest. And do you kids know who that guest is?" And he kind of just, like, puts his ear out to the crowd. And Carcera has the same look on her face that Anarchy does, of just like, what? Sure.
Probably someone in the crowd just yells, "Your mom!"
There's just uproarious applause. And even Scaldir, like, holds his stomach. But you see Scorn just like, "Don't talk shit about grandma." Like, and like at that, like, some of the other kids are just and like just quiet themselves really quick, because again, Scorn just has this giant he has a giant maul that he keeps on his back that has an onyx head of a skull that will occasionally spit out fire when he starts to swing it around. So most of the kids at camp just don't fuck with Scorn. So at that, Scaldir kind of reaches underneath his cloak, and he starts patting around, and he says, I seem to have misplaced it. You all need to cheer me on so that way I can help find it, right?" And Carcera is just, did you really lose it? And he just, no, I didn't lose it. I seriously misplaced it. And it would help if the kids cheered along, you know? Is this to make you feel better? A little bit, but like, let's not get into this whole, and as he's kind of quickly talking, you hear a loud crack from behind you that just sort of seems to echo this thunderous sound throughout the campers. And at that, all the kids kind of get quiet and start looking around. And you hear very loudly just as you see coming in what looks to be a skull with these two horns kind of coming up, a gem in the left eye and this golden orb in the right eye. Anarchy, you would know that this is your uncle. And you see this skull with this black trail of smoke whipping around the kids, laughing to itself, before it arrives at the stage, and with a plume of smoke that shoots up, you see as the smoke kind of congeals into what looks to be a long robe, and then in front of them, standing about 6 feet tall, is this skeleton-faced figure wearing these dark robes, and he says, "Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hellscouts."
Yeah!
When I was your age, I wished I could have gone to Hellscouts, and imagine how disappointed I was when I found out it wasn't a thing some 40 years ago. So I said to myself, that's horseshit. So, hear me out on this one. We made Hellscouts.
Yeah!
He kind of raises his hands up. Not only did we raise Hellscouts, but it has been a success year after year. I initially took on the burden of financing this place, but thankfully, with contributions from the Growlhounds, from all sorts of incredible people throughout the realms, we have been able to make this dream a reality. So, thank you to each and all of you. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, what's this skeleton gonna tell me about my prize? I came here for one reason and one reason only, and that was to be a scavenger. And you're right. It would be rude of me to hold back on that. So, this year, I would like to award the team who is able to complete our scavenger hunt with a very special prize indeed. Each member of this team will receive one item that I used personally on my adventures to fund this camp.
Oh shit! I start hitting my friends.
and I'm kind of finger clapping like, oh my goodness. Okay.
And he puts his hands forward. Do you know what that is? And he pulls his hands up and reveals what looks to be a white porcelain mask that has these etched markings in it that almost look like a face. And he says, "This was my handy mask of disguise. When I would wear it, it would allow me to change my form, letting me slip in between guard shifts as posing as another guard, or even sneaking out at night behind my parents' back, but don't tell mom and dad." And he just like, Benny,
we have to get that mask.
Now I understand some of you might find that a little boring, so I decided to sweeten the pot. On top of these wonderful masks that each one of your groups of 4 that are competing will be able to win, you will also get a brand new enamel pin that we have coined specifically for this year that says, "I won at Hellscouts." And you get to wear that pin every year and let all of these other potential losers out there know you won. You won Hellscouts.
Have we ever won before?
No.
All right. So Discord is covetous. Not outwardly, but like he gets nervous. Like we can do this. We can do this.
Now, scavenger hunt, you are going to need to bring 3 things back to the main lodge. The first, a golden orb, which you will find at the next station, but a golden orb nonetheless. Secondly, a signed contract. Now, I understand not many of you are familiar with contracts, so this is going to be a learning experience. It'll be really fun. It'll get you out there. And third, what kind of leader would I be if I didn't have my trusty wooden dagger? I seem to have misplaced it. So, if you can bring me a golden orb, a dagger, my wooden dagger, and a completed contract, then you win. And we will have counselors set up at each individual station to verify that you have your item. But once all 3 of those are yours, you get the mask and the bragging rights. Now, you're probably wondering, gold orb, where am I going to find such a thing? I have something I want to show you all. And you see him bring his hand up to his right eye and just pull out the gold eye that is in his socket. And it is just this solid golden orb.
He does it all the time at Christmas.
That's very clever.
And Scaldier is just playing into it, just, yay, Dad! And Carcera is just kind of, again, the same expression that Anarchy of just, it's, why?
Fucking time. I can pull my hair. It's that crazy uncle.
And he says, now, you're going to want to run to your first station, make sure that you're in your team of 4, and find it, or else... And he kind of tosses it up, and you see the orb float in the air above him. He says, or else, it's gone forever. Now go! And he motions with his hand, and you see the orb just shoot off. And a bunch of kids just like, oh! And he says, have fun. Thank you again for coming to Hellscouts. Make sure you come again next year. And with that, you see his form just kind of turn into smoke and then pool on the ground and disappear.
He's so cool.
Annie, do you have a tail?
Do I have it? Yes.
Okay. All right. And I'll Discord grabs Annie's tail and then grabs Percy by the shirt because pretty much knows that Percy's gonna be like whatever. so he's just like, okay, go, and kind of like boots at Benny as best he can.
Oh, Benny has had taken like the sort of runner start and then started skipping forward, just shoulder checking into people to clear up.
Yeah,
Nice.
And I got Annie's tail because I know that I will be cut off or bumped out or whatever. So I figure Annie will keep them off and Benny can clear the path. So.
Yeah.
All right. So when you guys arrive at this first station, you can see that there are what look to be 10 kind of very ramshackle homes that have been built. Each one looks like it is made out of a very dry wood, very lightly colored. And you can see that there is one of the workers of the camp that is kind of stationed in front. And as you guys approach, they say, we're going to be waiting until everything is taken care of and everyone's signed up before we truly begin. So, is this your team of 4? And you can see that it's just this very elderly-looking tiefling woman. She looks like she's maybe late 70s, early 80s. And her name is Medica. She's the camp nurse. She's just large glasses, big poofy.
Why, yes, this is our team, and I can write our names a little faster if Rick reaches out for the paper if she's like moving at 70 or 80 speed.
The sign-up sheet is tilted outward.
Oh, as quickly as possible, scratch it on there and, back to her.
All right. And as you guys are stationed, getting set up for your first leg of this race, you can see that there is a team that is stationed next to you. And looking over, you all recognize at least one person from this team. As in this team is Jackspar, aka Jake, another boy who looks to be just very bundled up with a bunch of horns sticking out of his head. He kind of has grayish skin, and it looks like his parents told him that he had to dress warmly even though they're in the hells. So he just has the mouth, his coat is sticking up over his mouth, so it's just his nose kind of poking over. And then you can see that there's another tiefling boy who is blue, and he just looks very sweaty. He just looks like he is having a time. Like maybe this was not his environment that he is a part of. But in this team as well, Percy, you see that Dev has joined amongst their ranks.
Oh.
And as you guys are getting ready, the instructor uses thaumaturgy to let everybody know that you will have a 3-minute head start, and then 7 minutes after that to find the orb to the best of your abilities. All of those who are incapable of completing this leg of the scavenger hunt will be dragged out of the wreckage and brought to the medical tent. So, with that in mind, good luck and happy hunting. And you see the doors to each of these buildings in front of you open, and they're each a smaller 2-story house. And before it begins, Jake looks over in your group and looks at you, Anarchy, and just says, "We're gonna win, loser. So hope you're ready to lose."
Hey, Jake. Suck my tail.
Nerd.
Oh, good comeback, Sulfur Breath.
And he's just like, nah, and goes back to what he's doing. He'll think about a really good response later and kick himself for not saying it.
Yeah.
Percy's behind Anarchy, sticking out a forked tongue, like,
And Discord's like, vicious mockery. No, it's too early. We're nice.
So we make a run for the house?
Yeah, you guys make a run for the house. And when you step inside, you can see that there is a chest in the back corner, or just straight across from where you guys are. There is a table that's been set out that has an assortment of... It looks like it was in a stage of somebody's meal before they had to go very quickly. You can see that there is a small fireplace that's kind of been set up in the corner, as well as several bookshelves around the place. So as you guys, and you also notice that there is a staircase to the right-hand side as soon as you enter into this building that would lead upstairs. So, how are you guys investigating, looking for Odd's golden eye?
I'm gonna send my winged serpent out to cover more ground, and use hand to just start rifling through things. But I myself am completely motionless, just sort of walking around, looking around like this.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. I snorted. Okay. Benny, what are you doing?
Oh, I failed to mention Benny has horse hooves. So you hear him clopping upstairs to go look around.
Anarchy will just be going wherever Discord isn't going.
And I'm using thaumaturgy to open all the cupboards and drawers.
Mm-hmm.
Open all the cupboards and drawers. So they just whoosh, like ghostly effect kind of thing. And so that everything's open. Everything's open. Everything's open. Kind of thing.
Okay. So yeah, make me, everybody on the bottom floor, make me a set of investigation checks.
Would I know? So, it's my uncle's eye we're looking for.
Yes.
When we've done these before, have they been clever? In like, oh, you're looking for a golden key. It's whatever. Like they put the key in a book because reading is the key or something like that.
Or is it one of those find its where it's like the candy cane is the umbrella handle?
Uh-huh.
You know that he is a mad person. His thought process is not super solid, and these scavenger hunts change yearly.
Okay.
As far as you're aware, this eye that you are searching for, probably not his real eye. He was an illusionist. So if anything, you are looking for a golden orb of some sort. You don't even know if it's going to be actual gold. He probably skimped out and made it, just like a wood ball painted gold, but
Yeah. All right. I am going to I'm gonna take my lance and I'm gonna rip my shirt off so I have like a belly shirt going on, and I'm gonna wrap it around, and then I'm gonna take out my lighter and I'm gonna light the end of it on fire so that it we can see anything if anything gleams off of it.
okay.
Like kind of looking in, to try to find something shiny.
All right, sounds good. So yeah, you guys are looking around downstairs, and Benny, what was everybody's investigation rolls on the bottom floor?
13.
9.
I was too busy coordinating.
Okay.
And I got a 2.
All right. So the 2 and the 9, you guys just take a lot of time looking around. And with a 13 as well, Anarchy, as you look around, you just can't. You see things glint off of the flame, and as you go to inspect it, you can see that it's like a fork that's kind of just been left on a table. Mm-hmm. It looks like anything metallic in this room is glinting off of it. And the three of you feel this room getting warmer. Benny, as you go onto the upstairs, you see that there are 2 doors on the right and the left.
Opens the left door first.
Okay. Inside this room, you can see that there is what looks to be kind of like a stone like half circle, half cone that kind of goes along the wall where you know that that's where the fireplace is downstairs. But this room is actually full of what appear to be 7 barrels. And just each one of them is just kind of spread around. So in a back corner, as this is an L-shaped room, there are 3, and then there are more that kind of line the wall as it loops around.
Yeah. It's a scavenger hunt, though he's very concerned about the whole, if it collapses on you, we're gonna drag you out. So kind of gingerly pops open the top of one.
Okay. As you pop open the top of the first one, it is a container full of oil.
Oh.
Huh.
Oh. Oh.
Closes it, goes to the next one, pops it open.
More oil.
I wonder if this is gonna be all of them. Pop, pop, pop.
Oil, oil, oil.
Guys, there's oil up here.
Did he
Well,
say oil?
That's not clever at all. Wait. Oh shit.
And you guys see that there is smoke now coming from under the door that you guys had walked into.
And Discord immediately thaumaturgies the fire in the fireplace out. So that's gone.
Is this the floorboards, are they like solid, like there is ground beneath them?
On your level, yes.
Okay. You said there's a chest on our level?
Yes.
I would like to open the chest, please.
Okay, and the chest opens up, and you can see, looking inside, that there are an assortment of blankets, as well as what looks to be about 10 silver plates that, as you look at it, all kind of depict various stages of Hellscouts, like different rules that just seem to have been engraved onto the plates with a visual indicator. So, like, if you're going to stay out, don't get caught, and it shows, like, a little tiefling boy, like, sneaking out late at night.
Thou shalt not share.
If you die on your own time, it's not on the waiver. But yeah, as you kind of pilfer around in this chest, you don't end up finding anything.
Okay.
And Discord will come over and put a hand on your bicep and then kind of like point at your fire because you're walking around with a stick that's a.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go upstairs with this.
Okay. And pats you on the shoulder and takes a step back.
There's a
It's
table.
getting warmer in here.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Do I smell something burning?
Make a perception check.
Did you say we noticed that there was fire outside the door?
You notice smoke.
It's an 18 on the die.
Yeah, it is not only heating up inside of this house, but you can hear the sound of crackling fire, and you can see smoke is now starting to come into the underneath the doorway from outside.
Guys,
What?
is anyone else getting hot?
It is a bit warm.
And the four of you here, through a thaumaturgy, yell, 7 minutes remaining! And then that is where we are going to go to our first break of the evening. So I would like to say thank you to everybody who has decided to stick with us as we go through Hellscouts. I love this. I love Hellscouts Honor so much, and I cannot wait to continue our scavenger hunt. So we are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes, so don't go no place unless it is to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, possibly grab some merch, or if you want to leave us a review on any of our audio casts or YouTube stuff. Let us know, do you want more Hell Camp? Should we bring back these characters? All of those glorious questions, because I would answer yes to all of that. I need more. I need more Hellscouts. But all that aside, we will see you guys shortly. So don't go anywhere. All right, everybody. See you soon. If we didn't transition it over, we never would have. I would have just sit here and looked at GB all day. I'm still going to. Audiocast listeners, please tune in at twitch.tv/theandouradventurer whenever GB is on. And always anyways, but like,
Okay, the fuck, dude.
look.
It's my tail.
I have blonde hair normally. I went all out.
Where's
You
your
did.
tail? Where are your
did.
wings?
You want to see my tail?
Look, is it foot adjacent? Because we can't show feet on Twitch. We've been through this.
Okay, when he said I grab your tail, I was like, is this okay?
I hope you mean the back one.
Is this all right?
Yeah, so, hello everybody, and welcome to Hellscouts.
Oh, Jade, you missed it.
So, that's why we have VODs. Now, you guys are investigating this house, looking for a golden orb And as you do, you notice that there is smoke coming in from the door leading outside, as well as the area that you guys are in seems to be heating up. And you have heard that your 3-minute head start is done, so you have 7 minutes left until this first leg of the scavenger hunt is ended.
Gonna check the right door now.
The right door is locked.
Walks back into the left door, stomps the hoof once, twice. Poof, 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 poof. Shoulder.
Okay.
Strength check?
Yeah, make a strength check.
Boy, oh boy. Wow. 23.
Benny's a big boy, and this door is flimsy as shit. So yeah, you just bust this door down. And you can see it, like, it flies off of its hinges.
Whoops.
I think Benny is getting in some trouble upstairs.
Trouble?
Well, it's quite loud.
So, I'll go, and I start heading upstairs.
Benny's gonna start busting doors down. Percy's gonna be not far behind.
I'll keep searching downstairs.
Benny's prying the door off his horn.
All right, so you get the door off your horn, and that's when you see your brother as well as Discord kind of come up the stairs. And looking inside this room, you can see what appears to be a small bedroom.
Yeah.
And in this bedroom, there is a desk, a bookshelf, as well as a bed.
Ben?
Again, everything open.
All right. So as you throw open all of the drawers and start rifling through all of the books, you end up finding this golden orb as you just continue to kind of just throw shit around, and it is as it kind of flies out of what looks to be a drawer that, as you used thaumaturgy again, there was a false bottom on one of the drawers that popped up. So as you're just like, open, it pops open as well. And you see that this golden orb kind of just pops out of the drawer and onto the ground and kind of just rolls next to a book. And looking at it, it does not look slimy or weird, and upon touching it, you can feel that this is made of wood, but it is covered in gold paint. And Anarchy downstairs, you can see that there are flames now wreathing from underneath the door that are clearly your house is on fire.
Yeah. Anarchy is just gonna go, this is fine.
We're fire resistant.
Right. Are there any windows down here?
There are not.
Oh. Oi! Are there any windows up there?
Up thou?
Nope.
Look around for windows.
I could make one.
That's probably a good idea.
What else is up there?
Oil.
Oh, and we have the orb.
Oh! Well, then get your arses down here. Sorry.
We'll scoot on down there.
Percy actually moved.
It's a
Discord
seven.
was all ready to grab, and all of a sudden Percy starts walking.
Benny, bring some of that oil.
Takes a barrel. Can I lift another one?
You wouldn't be able to carry both as they're cumbersome.
I'm also tiny. Got it.
Yeah. They're
Just
also a 12-year-old boy. The fact that you're carrying one of these by yourself is actually remarkable.
Mm-hmm. He's a strong boy.
2 hands.
2 hands
Above
over
the
his head. Doop, 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 doop.
He's a boy with hooves.
Click clop, click clop, click clop.
I'm gonna put out my lance, and then I'm going to one of you open the front door and see how much fire there is.
I mage hand it open.
And as you do, there is just a plume of fire that kind of shoots in.
It's a freaking inferno.
As you look out, you can see that the doorway is mostly just a wall of fire at this point. You can kind of see out of it. And you see that there are some shapes that are kind of just like, woo, yeah, you got this! Like, people just like cheering from the sidelines. And you can also hear screaming of other campers that were not expecting to be burned alive.
I see. So, like, Percy will mage hand the door open. Shut the door. Any windows?
Not down here. Let's make a door.
Sorry.
And
Every time Benny chuckles, it just joy.
How thick are the boards that hold this house together?
Oh, they are not very thick at all. This house was shoddily built for one purpose and one purpose only, and that was to be destroyed.
All right,
It is-
cool.
Also on fire.
That's cool. Out the back, you guys think?
I mean,
there a back?
assuming that there's not a cliff there.
No, you guys did not see. You were in kind of a more open field.
And Discord will feel the back wall.
It also
Is it-
feels very warm.
All right.
Upstairs?
Anywhere we go, it's fire.
What do we do with this?
Oh, that's for later. You said it had a thatched roof?
It was actually just kind of wood panels on top.
Let's see if we can make a door upstairs. That way we can just dump down and avoid the fire altogether, since we all have 7 to 12 hit points.
I feel about that. I'm right in the middle.
My numbers aren't so good.
So yeah, upstairs, feel the wall.
Yeah, it feels cool compared to
Okay.
downstairs.
Why don't you set that barrel down and start working on that?
Yeah, Benny. Well, if it's a shoddily made wall, Benny will walk over to the bed, pry the bed leg off, and then just start batting the wall with it like a makeshift sledgehammer.
Okay. Make an attack roll with an improvised weapon. But I believe as a barbarian, you have proficiency in all weapons.
Martial and simple weapons.
I'll say this is simple.
13.
Yeah, that hits. Roll for damage.
Like a light club.
Yeah.
So 1d6 plus strength. No, that was a good die.
Gone forever.
Gone forever behind the television.
How
It's,
high is this?
You would know that you are about 15 feet up.
8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Yeah,
Like
and you
15 feet up?
yeah, 15 feet after going upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
So yeah, you crack open a spot on the wall, and you can just see that there is a veil of smoke that kind of extends past, but you don't see any flames.
Percy's gonna turn around and look at everybody else. Do you trust me?
You're my brother. Yeah.
Not when you say it like that.
It is a
Alright.
disturbing way to say it.
I'm gonna.
All right, do it.
When I say jump, we all jump.
Grabs the barrel. Yeah.
Avoid the fire with that.
Grabs Anarchy's hand.
Grabs his hand.
And jump. And
As-
Percy will just step off backwards, not even looking.
And then, as we all jump.
But everybody jumps, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, Featherfall.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I always prep Featherfall when I'm a wizard.
Featherfall requires touch, doesn't it?
No.
Nope.
Oh,
It's a reaction
nice.
to falling.
Up to 6 friends.
Nice.
Up to it's myself and or up to 5 creatures, I think.
Hmm.
Let me see.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
look at it.
Enough
I know
for
we're good.
you kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we jump away from the fire, not straight
Yeah,
down.
yeah. And with the feather fall, you're
Up
able.
to 5 falling creatures within range.
Nice. So yeah, you guys are able to just kind of coast off to the side, and as you do, and you land on the grass, looking forward, you can actually see. You can actually see that Jake and his group have made it before you guys did, and they're already running off to the next spot. And looking around, you can see maybe half of these houses people like have made their way out of. You seem to be on the last leg of that. But then there are others that the houses are starting to collapse, and the counselors are just like. And Scorn just starts like shuffling his way over, pulling debris off, and you can see he pulls up a kid who's just like covered in soot. Looks like they had a very poorly built house kind of burn around them. But they're doing fine. They aren't super hurt at all. So then you guys make your way to the next station. And as you do, you can see that once again, you come to what looks almost to be a center point that has several hallways kind of linked around. And as you show up, there is it's actually Carcera who is sitting at this desk. And she has a stack of papers sitting next to her. And she waves at you all as you come forward and just says, "Well, I'm glad to see that my cousin was able to make it out of the fire. Hopefully not into the flames. Now, I have...
We carry on.
We do. Now, are all of you familiar with warlocks and their Pact of the Fiend?
Yeah.
Now, so when we have Pacts of the Fiend, we need to make sure that the individual signs off on it to make sure that it is a two-way street. But as we are, you can get them to sign under false pretenses. So what we've done is that we sent out some vouchers promising very, schmucks for a all-expenses-paid free vacation. We seem to have gotten ourselves a good supply of these individuals this year. So, all you need to do is get them to sign on this contract right here. We will choose an appropriate devil for them, and we will have a new warlock on the material plane.
Question.
Answer, cousin.
So, can you sign?
No.
Okay, I tried.
It's never interested me. My brother's the caster.
Can we use magic to...
Any rules goes. He just needs to sign it.
All right.
Once the
Fucking
contract
hell,
is signed, then everything's good. And then
All right, Discord. I smack him on the ass. Let's do this.
Like, where? Huh? Who?
and she motions down one of these hallways for you guys to go down.
All right.
Oh yeah. Which door did the group before us go in?
They went down that path right there, and she motions to what looks to be the second path.
Okay. Are they long paths?
They aren't very long.
Okay. Will they go down our path? I'm gonna tell Benny to follow me down the other path just to see, like, is it a doorway?
Yeah, it is a doorway.
Cool.
Outer in.
This doorway goes inward.
And is this all inside?
From what you guys can see, yes.
What's the building made out of?
Building is made out of stone.
Is the door made out of stone?
The door is not.
Ballin'. Benny.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
And I'll
Kicks it over.
I'll take out my lighter and I'll light the oil in front of the door for the other people.
Okay.
And then we're gonna book it.
All right, sounds good. And Carcera just
giggling.
no, and Carcera just watches you go, and you hear her just say, "I do love Hellscout Camp." As you guys just continue riding your way into the next door, and as you go inside, you can see that there is it actually opens up into what looks to be almost like a topiary garden. Like a hedge maze is just kind of littered about, but the hedges themselves are made out of razor vine. So you're fairly confident that if you were to get thrown into this or anything related to that, it would hurt like a mother. It would not be okay. And so you all continue on. And eventually you just, as you kind of make your steps, you hear what almost sounds like sobbing. Like just, I just want to go home. Why did I accept this sort of greeting?
Well, hi. How are you?
Oh, and you just see that there's a man with very dark brown curly hair that stops at about his shoulders, that curls outward. He has a very fine pointed mustache and a very thin goatee kind of stretching down his face. He seems to be wearing almost what looks to be like pajamas. Like he got just teleported from where he was here, and it seemed like the place where he last was in bed. And he just
Wait,
are you?
No worries. I have your release form. You just need to sign it.
Well, I'm not signing anything yet. Oh, what? Are you children?
Well, you grow up faster in hell.
Well, I'm in hell. I really don't want to be here. This was a terrible vacation.
Oh yes, it seems like there must have been some sort of mistake. You really don't belong here. We really would like to get this taken care of and get you on your way. So if you would sign the release form, we could get you straight out of hell. We'll even throw in a free hand basket. Like how do you sound?
I do like hand baskets. Can I see the hand basket first?
No.
You get it upon exit, and it looks something like, and I press to digitate, like a beautiful basket.
All right. Discord, make a persuasion check.
Sure.
Or a deception check, either one, with advantage, because you are using props.
I assist.
And with my persuasion, okay, the first dice is a 16 all told, and the second dice is an 18 all told. Nice. With my +5.
Okay, and he just looks at it, that is a very lovely hand basket. And you're sure that I'll get one if I sign this?
Oh, of course. And, why don't I... And I reach in my pocket, and I'm like, tell you what, here, get some dinner when you get home. And I give him 2 gold.
And he just... Hand basket and gold? This whole thing really wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yep.
So he just kind of like... He takes it and he reads the first line and it says, "End user terms and licensing agreement." No, what does that even? No one reads these things. And he just begins to sign on the bottom and just, "All right, handbasket, take me home."
Okay. Good luck.
And he just looks, well, why aren't I going home? And at that, you see a circle of fire open behind him, and this large bone devil just emerges and sets its hand onto his shoulder and just says, "You're not going home for a long time, buddy." And he looks wait, what do you... They said I could get a handbasket. And the devil looks, "I'm going to remember that for next time. Humans like handbaskets.
Process.
And with that, you see this human just get pulled backwards into this flaming pit, and the two of them disappear. The human man just screaming as he goes.
Discord turns and smiles at Anarchy and says, "See, I didn't even need magic."
Well, actually, you.
Sorry I doubted you, and I'm going to come over and lay a smooch on your cheek.
He smiles. "Okay, I prestidigitated, but that's not really magic."
Hubris would think otherwise.
Oh, I know, but we're in
Yeah,
hell.
but he's a warlock.
Okay. So,
That was easy.
well, let's go.
All right. Wait. The head mage is in front of us, and that's it?
Yeah, it was just the hedge maze that you guys had wandered into following the sound of the voice.
So we have to make our way, presumably, through the head mage to get out?
Yes.
All right.
Benny?
It's Razor. What? I
I've
mean,
never stopped you before.
you're right. It
All
hasn't. Fine.
Put your brother on your shoulders. He can see over.
No, sure.
I'm assuming it's not too super
Yeah.
tall? Okay.
Picks Percy up.
Percy just lifts his arms.
Up.
Okay.
What do my
Your T5
good
see.
eyes see? My T5s.
Everything.
So as you look around, you do end up being able to easily spot the building where you had initially come in from.
Oh, nice. How about I just let my flying serpent guide us out?
Yeah, you can totally do that as well. So yeah, you guys make it out, no problem. And when you come back to Carcera, you can see that she has a small stack, and she takes your scroll as well, and sets it onto the stack. And you can see that there are two other groups that have already completed this section before you guys, but Jake's name is not on any of them. So it looks like Jake and Dev are dealing with a burning door, all on their own. So you guys get told where the next location is going to be, which is it's a small wooded area that is actually near the camp. They have stationed guards around in a large circle, and when you come to this next location, you actually find out why. And that is because the person who is there is Scaldier this time, and he looks at the three of you and says, or the four of you, and says, "So, cousin, as you know, Dad is very fond of his wooden knife. So, what we decided would be fun is that we fed it to some creatures, and then loosed them out. We don't know which one has the knife inside of it, so it's going to be up to you guys to go out, kill these creatures, find the knife, bring it back. There's only one knife, so whoever brings it back wins Hellcamp."
Muted.
Muted answer.
Question.
Yes, cousin.
When you say you fed it to some creatures, do you mean that you fed one piece to one creature and one piece to another? Or
No.
it's all in one?
Demons will eat anything.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with abyssal wretches? They're pretty low level, very mindless. They're very hungry a lot. So, Dad thought for the scavenger hunt that we would just capture some, feed them over a period of time, starve them for a little bit, feed them something that the kids would really enjoy, like a knife, and then have you go out and find it.
They're so hard to draw. They're disproportionate.
I agree. That's why I'm a music man myself.
Benny, where'd your barrel go? Your barrel. Where'd it go?
we'll fill you in a moment. Anything we need to know about these creatures? Go ahead.
They hit like a mother, but honestly, we had the wherewithal to know that there were going to be some kids involved in this whole scavenger hunt thing, so they shouldn't kill you. Shouldn't is a big phrase, and if anything does befall you, this is on our time, not on your own, so as camp rule dictates, we would then have to take care of you.
Okay.
So,
Can you give me a hint?
make a persuasion check.
Oh yeah.
Scaldier likes you.
Yeah, using those family ties.
Woo.
Ooh.
Nepotism.
Nepotism.
20 dirty.
Nice.
Nice.
Ooh.
Have a +4.
And he leans forward and just says, "You're going to want to go to the northeast corner. At least that's where I think. I've seen there's more of a concentration of them up there, so you have a higher chance." Again,
Right.
the point of this was to feed it to a random creature. I don't know.
How many are we dealing with?
I don't know. I wasn't in charge of harnessing them or releasing them.
All right, I'm gonna pass him a couple smokes
Just nice.
because I'm gonna make declare that he smokes. So and then move on.
Okay. And as you start heading away, he just kind of says to himself, "You always roll these so well." Just lights up real quick as you guys continue onward.
As will Anarchy.
Yes. So, Anarchy smoking now. As you guys continue on your way to where these abyssal wretches are. Make a survival check as you
Everyone?
head around. Yes.
I will
Or if somebody is
assist
leading
someone.
the group, that person can make it with advantage if other people are attempting to help.
Ooh.
I don't know much about woods. Benny?
Survival is a 16.
Okay. Yeah, so you have a fairly good navigational sense of where you can expect the northeast corner that Scaldier had told you about to be. And as you make your way over there, I would like for you guys to make perception checks.
No.
Actually,
Also,
before we
Percy
do,
never got down off of Benny's shoulders. He's still riding up there.
Doesn't care.
I would like to use my divine sense.
Ooh.
Ooh, you're a pally?
I am a paladin.
I
I mean, I'm a paladin.
That's right.
Thinking
so-
about it, you're kind of like a glorified fighter at this point, but like soon.
Yeah. So I'll use my divine sense to sense any fiend or undead within 60 feet.
Okay.
Or celestial if
Yeah, so clearly there is a little bit of fiend coming off of the lot of you, but to be expected. But you do actually get a stronger sense of fiend towards the edge of your divine sense.
Okay. Anarchy is gonna cast this, and then he's gonna put a hand up and then and assume that no one knows what he's talking about.
I'm like looking like it's theater or something.
There's one over there.
Oh.
From
I have
what
my-
your sense gave you, you could smell that there were about 3.
There's 3 of them over there. So we
I
should
have my bow, but do I have arrows?
Yeah, you would have a small quiver
Oh,
as
okay.
well.
All right.
Yeah. Your parents gave you some, they hooked you up.
Oh,
Alright.
yeah.
All right. Let's move quietly. Yes.
It's easy enough for me.
All right. So, you guys are
I'm
moving
wearing
quiet.
chainmail.
Moving quietly. You guys begin roll stealth checks as you kind of shuffle your way over there.
Is chain at disadvantage?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good dice for this.
Nice. -1 to stealth, so I got a 7.
Oh. I got a 13.
Okay.
+3 to stealth. I got a 7.
Oh, God.
+4 to stealth. I got an
Oh.
8.
Oh, God.
The one in chainmail is the stealthiest.
If it's any consolation, I have my brother on my shoulders. So
I mean, it makes perfect sense when we got the same number.
Oh my god.
we can't get low to the ground when we're so high up.
I love these boys so much.
And I guess I was maybe watching, like, behind them, waiting for Percy to fall. Like,
No, this is like a normal occurrence for them.
okay.
Great.
Oh, where is
So I guess I was staring at Annie and not paying attention to my own feet. And
Like, I'm actually sneaking, and it looks really cute. So, like...
You're doing a really good job with it until all of your friends started doing their thing. All right, and then let me get to... There it is. Okay. So you see, as you guys kind of creep up, Anarchy, you are leading the charge, just kind of sneaking forward, and you can see what look to be these 3 malformed shapes. They look humanoid, or at least like they were at one point, but parts on their head are just bulbous in very odd shapes. You can see that some of their arms are short. One has a much longer arm. There's one creature that's actually grabbing what looks to be a carcass of something on the ground. That's just kind of grabbing into it and shoving the meat from that thing at its own stomach. And you see its stomach kind of open up into a set of jaws and just start steadily nomming on this chunk that was given to it, even though it looks like it has a humanoid face with it. And they look like these things.
Oh, that's a lot of nope.
Hmm.
What? Oh,
Lovely.
is that its hand?
Yes, one of its hands is a small mouth that kind
That's
of
a lot of
extend
nope.
outwards.
That's a lot of nope.
And as you approach forward, you are doing very well at kind of stealthing in. But these creatures, being distracted with their foods, sense fresh meat on the horizon. So, Anarchy, as you step forward, you actually hear the sound of kind of like metal clanging around, and you look behind you and you can see that it looks like your friend Benny has been trying to like wrestle himself through a bush while his sibling was on his shoulder, and now Discord is kind of trying to help them through as well, as quietly as a bard and 2 tieflings stacked on top of each other can possibly be. So I would like for you guys to roll into initiative.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Benny, what'd you get?
15. Actually, no, 16.
Percy, what'd you get?
10.
All right. Anarchy, what'd you get?
21.
All right. And Discord.
21.
Damn. All right. So, since they have noticed you, there's not going to be a surprise round. So, Discord and Anarchy, you two are going first.
How far away are they?
These creatures now they were within 60 feet when you started to sneak up on them, so they're easily within 30.
Okay. I will say there's 3 of them.
Yes.
I'm gonna say, do I know anything about these as far as like, do they use pack tactics or anything like that?
These seem like entirely mindless hunters.
Okay, cool. So Anarchy is just gonna say, split them up, and he's gonna head for the closest one.
Okay.
And with his lance, he will brandish his lance and keep them at 10 feet away from him and make an attack.
All right.
What's your dex, Anarchy? No. Like
13.
number 13. Okay, so you're +1.
Yes.
All right, and then as you're heading towards them, the one that I think you're gonna attack, I say, your mother is so ugly that they put her face in cookie dough and make obelisk cookies. Vicious mockery.
Oh!
It got a nat 20 on its save.
Oh!
It doesn't know what an obelisk is.
It falls.
Mother.
It doesn't know what any of these words are,
It's hard.
but it knows that magic has just kind of washed over it. All right, so
That's a dirty 20.
yeah, it hits. Roll for damage.
I love this mat. Oh, that's cocked. It was almost a 12 though. 9 plus 2.
Okay. Sounds
11
good.
damage on my lance.
Yeah, so you run it through with your lance, and it looks like it does a pretty sizable amount of damage as your lance kind of sinks into its shoulder. The one that has the weird mouth hand at the end, you can actually see it's just, the meat on it is just kind of like sloughing off.
Okay, so yeah, he'll lance forward and then pull it back and kind of whip it under his arm. So he's ready for another attack if he needs to.
All right, sounds good. So then next up is Benny.
Benny's gonna like look up at Percy. Sorry, bro. Shrug him off.
Percy, make a acrobatics check.
Ooh, nice. A -1 on my acrobatics, but I rolled an 18, so it's a 17.
Yeah, you land on your feet. Otherwise, you would have landed prone, but you're fine.
Just
And you see him
off the back of him.
run
on my feet.
forward, pulling out 2 hand axes. Runs up to one guy, and then bonus action. So it's a double attack.
Okay.
First,
You sure you don't want to rage?
He's fine.
Prerequisites. So 15 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, that'll hit. Roll for damage.
With-
These are the two that are previously uninjured, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's going to be 6 points of slashing damage to one.
Okay.
And then if the other one was in 5 feet, bonus action to slash out at that one.
Yeah, you totally could.
Oh, got it.
Natural 20.
Nice. Roll for damage.
That's a 6.
I know you're not playing Leo, but I'm a proud mama.
And that's a 5, so that's 11 points of slashing damage.
Oh.
Nice.
Dag, yo.
Did you add your strength?
No, because it's my bonus.
Yeah. On the second one, you don't add your strength.
Yup.
And hence why you didn't rage.
Yeah. So.
I have ideas for Benny, and it's fun.
Okay.
Big boy. So then next up is the first creature that you hit, Benny. And it is going to try and hit out against you as well. It got a 2 on the dice, so it is not going to do that. Percy, it's your turn.
All right. I have a quick question.
Yes.
How do you rule familiars in combat? Like, do
They would act on their own turn.
Okay,
Unless you... Because normally I just had it act on my own turn, but then it got really weird, like in the campaign that I used to run, just because it's like, I give myself advantage. Go, animal. So it'll move on its own turn.
Okay. Should I roll initiative?
Yeah, roll
for him
for
then?
its initiative. What's its name?
Okay. Oh, nice. 18.
What's its name?
What's its name? Glimmer.
Okay.
He's my little glim glam.
Amazing. Said an 18.
18.
Okay. So Glimmer would have actually gone before Benny. So what are you
Cool.
having? So where is Glimmer when it gets to be your turn?
Well, I'm gonna say that Glimmer's in just in my robes at this point. I'll send him out at this point, and then we'll deal with it next round.
Okay.
But yeah, he's essentially just gonna be going in doing help, and he's got fly.
Yeah.
Bye.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which one seems most hurt?
There are 2 really hurt ones, and then 1 less hurt one.
All right, I'm gonna shoot the less hurt one with frostbite, and it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, so con save is a 12.
That does not make it.
Alrighty.
So here comes 1d6 of cold damage, and its next attack is at disadvantage.
Okay. And you were doing the not as hurt one?
Not as hurt one.
Okay.
As disadvantage on its next attack roll before the end of its next turn.
Sounds good.
So 5 cold damage for him.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, so then next up is going to be the 2 creatures that hadn't gone yet. So one of them is going to strike out against Benny, and the other is going to try and strike out against Anarchy. Got an 18 and a 19 on the die, so both of you were getting hit. So for Anarchy, you are going to be taking.
What? Did one of them roll for disadvantage?
Oh no, because the more healed one. Or no, you're right. No, that guy went higher in the round, so the 2 below. Yeah, we're good.
Cool.
We're good. So, Anarchy, you are going to be taking 4 points of slashing damage as this thing just kind of rakes its claw out against you. And then, Benny, you are going to be taking 8 points of slashing damage.
I'm cool.
And that is it for those 2 turns. Next up, Discord and Anarchy.
And I'll do the same kind of thing. Whatever one Anarchy looks like he's going to attack, I'll say, I know I keep using the same creatures, but I love them. So I'll say the only thing that gets more tongue than your father is a Frogometh.
Okay.
Vicious Mockery. 15 save.
That dice is gone forever. It fails.
Yes! All right. Now it has disadvantage on its attack, and it takes, I believe, a whopping 1d4 psychic damage.
Yes.
Try to resist that. Let me make sure. Yes, it is psychic, and it is d4. Oh, 4!
Nice.
Oops, 4. My fingers are dyslexic.
All right. And Anarchy, were you going after the one that had gotten frosted, or were you going after a different one?
Whatever one's closest to me.
All right.
That Benny's not on.
Yeah, that would probably be the one that attacked you last turn. So it would not be that guy. So he takes that damage. It is your turn.
All right, I'm going to attack him. I don't normally use a reach weapon. Does it give me anything other than allowing me to attack from, like if they're running, it's easier to attack them? No? Okay.
No.
I just wanted to make sure there wasn't like a mechanic thing that I'm missing. All right.
If you're mounted, you could use a lance one-handed.
Woo! Okay.
That's it.
Oh, that's an 8.
An 8 does not hit.
Okay.
Sad to say. So yeah, your spear kind of goes out, and you're still wincing a little bit from the claw that you had gotten earlier, but it's not as bad as it could be. So then next up is Glimmer.
All right, Glimmer's going to assist on whatever one Benny's going to attack next.
Okay.
Help action.
Help action. Whee! He flies in and knocks it off its balance and then flies out again.
Excellent. All right. Speaking of Benny, it is your turn.
Benny gets hit really hard. Tears welling up in his eyes.
Yeah.
Just yells super loud. And you see like all the fat on him start to like... No, it sucks inward and it's just like Kid Hercules muscle.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And he jumps into the air and then just wields like this hatchet and just starts going to town on the one that just attacked him. So
Nice.
advantage. That's cool because the other roll was a 2. So that's natural 17.
Yeah, that'll hit.
1d6, 5, 3, 10 points of slashing damage.
Oh, damn. How does Benny drop this fool?
Oh, he gets slashed, rages, jumps on top of the guy, and then just starts hatcheting it in the neck as it's going down. And then just pulls it by like the flesh and headbutts it in the face.
With your single horn, just jab
With the
in.
single horn, just like right in.
Awesome. I dig it. So that thing's fucking dead. Next up is the one that had gotten frosted earlier, and it is going to try and swipe out against Anarchy. And it got a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Was it the one that I disadvantaged?
No, that was a different
Okay.
one.
Okay.
Yes.
So
This
I
one
have
had
2 on me?
disadvantage from the frost.
Trying to protect my boy.
Yeah, I have 2 on the me right now.
Yes.
Okay.
And that was a total of 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Oh no.
All right. So then next up is Percy.
Right. I'm going to. Which is there one up that hasn't had its turn yet?
On this round, yes, there is the one that is currently on the ground, doubled over, laughing.
All right.
Or it's just laughing. It didn't get prone, right? For
Right.
Did it get
Right.
Tasha?
For
No, I have not cast Tasha's. This is just
Oh,
vicious
okay.
mockery.
Got it.
So
Oh,
they
okay.
get in their own head like, what is he saying? Because they don't understand me.
It's
I don't
true.
think, unless they understand and speak Infernal,
No,
because I could be mocking them in Infernal.
you
Okay.
speak Abyssal.
Is that my other one?
You said
No,
So you
Celestial.
have Celestial.
All right, I'll go ahead.
No,
and
I do have Abyssal and Infernal. I don't have Celestial.
Oh.
So I'm mocking them in their own tongue.
Okay.
All right. I'll go ahead and frostbite that one then. That's a DC 14.
Okay. So does it have disadvantage on the save as well?
I don't think so. That
Right.
sounds OP.
All right. Well, it still failed. So you're gonna
Awesome.
bite him.
2 cold damage, and it has disadvantage on its next attack.
All right. So the cold just
Again.
completely envelops this creature, and you see it stop moving as it falls down onto the ground.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So that was actually the one that was going to be next up in the initiative order. So according to the tracker, Anarchy and Discord.
I will very gracefully slip behind Anarchy. And where did you take a wound?
I don't
Would
know.
have
Where
been
did
across
you-
the chest as they were, or if you had like kind of turned into your shoulder,
Right.
it would be more on your arm.
My shirt that has already been ripped is ripped more.
All right. So sort of stealth like speed, sort of a burst of speed runs up and like wraps his hand around and just sort of runs his hand down, very gently and heals.
Sensually.
Cure wounds.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
It's my boy.
Is there plus anything?
It's plus your
cure wounds?
spellcasting modifier.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. Okay.
Should be charisma.
So 8 plus 3, 11.
Damn.
Wait,
Yeah.
level. Oh shit.
It's a cure wounds,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's cure wounds.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
Yeah. So
And then as I bring my lance around again in a sweeping motion, I'll just say, "Thanks, love," and then
anytime.
I'll try to attack this mofo again.
Do it.
Do it. No, that's an 11.
An 11 is just what you needed.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right, level 1. Oh, That's 7 plus 2. 9 damage.
Holy shit. Yeah, so you just completely destroy this creature. And as you do, and you pull your lance back out, and it kind of collapses onto the ground, you can see that you punctured its central mass, where its stomach would be, and kind of spilling out with all of this bile and gore, you actually see the hilt of what looks to be a wooden knife.
Yeah. Thanks. Sweet.
Nice.
That was my action and my movement. I'll move over to that. Oh, it's the knife. And that's it.
All right. And as you say, it's the knife, you actually hear, "Thanks for finding it for us, chumps!" And you look behind and you see that there are, it is the squad of the other 4 group of tieflings that are there, and they are posing menacingly. You can see that the blue tiefling that looked kind of moist is kind of posed in like a more of a pugilistic stance. You can see that Dev actually has what looks to be a longer staff that you would associate with some kind of clerical vocation. And it looks like Jake has a sword and a knife out, and one of the other boys, the one that's completely bundled up, you see that they just have 2 knives out, with the knives facing outward.
Question. Do any of them have fire damage on their clothing?
A few of them do. It looks like some singes.
So
Where did they appear?
They appeared from behind where you guys are. So currently, Benny and Anarchy are near the bodies where the knives are, and then and then Percy, you are in the back because also Discord is up with the other 3.
Okay, just making sure that they're all not right next to me.
Yeah, they are not next to you. There is a little bit of space as they are trying to. It seems like they're just trying to put a weird flex on you to get you to give them.
I suddenly remember the fear of being a level 1 wizard.
can I paint you a picture?
Yes.
So this entire time, Benny has been head banging into the corpse of this creature, and as he hears Jake, he stops, pulls his head out, turns, and looks.
Okay. He does not seem put off by it.
I don't get to make an intimidation.
You can try.
I could try.
Yes.
It's a good thing I have charisma. And proficiency. That's 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Jake is unfazed by this. However,
Woof.
Oh shit.
however,
Toughie.
it seems like Dev is very much scared of whatever the fuck is going on with that. And the other 2 kids are also like, the one that had his fists out is kind of like bringing them back a little bit, and Jake just tries to rally them. Come on, if we get that, we get the masks and we win. Come on.
Sorry, what's Jake's full name again?
His full name is Jack Spar.
Jack Spar. Cool.
All right, so
Who's up?
currently, as that was Anarchy who finished your turn. Then Jake tried to impose upon all of you. So next up is actually going to be Glimmer.
Yeah. Glimmer's gonna come in and he's gonna get Jake, let's say. That just
Okay.
seems about right. So Glimmer comes in, just wings Jake, just
Make an attack roll.
oh, not like attacking.
Oh, okay.
Doing the help action. Sorry.
Oh, okay, you're doing helps. Got it. So yeah,
Yep.
he's just harrying Jake.
Yep.
So then next up is going to be Benny.
Benny looks at Percy for confirmation. Hurt or maim?
Those are both the same thing.
Benny charges like all fours, runs.
Awesome. Okay, so who are you going after?
Jake, of course, that asshole.
All right.
Just as he's dashing, Jack Spar! First attack is a dirty 20.
You hit.
Okay. These are kids. I keep forgetting.
He's 13.
He's 13. 6 points of... No, it's Hell Camp. 6 points of slashing damage. And then bonus action. Oh no,
That'll
that's
be fine. They'll get rezzed.
that's also a second natural 20. Sorry, that's 8 points of slashing damage because plus 2 on rage. And then for 12 points of slashing damage on the bonus action.
Jake goes
snap.
fucking down.
Yeah!
He very
That's what you
quickly goes down.
You all sure you wanna come and get this now?
So as
Sorry.
you, yeah.
Could I say like the charge like axe puts Jake on his shoulder and then just keeps running through them into the woods?
What?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna duck this child.
So yeah, Benny just grabs this kid and just keeps running. It is actually going, next up is Dev's turn. And she is going to put the staff down in front of her and she says, "Grandpa, we need your help. My friend's injured." And behind her, you guys see what looks to be the shadowy form of Asmodeus appear for just a brief moment. And in Infernal, you hear kind of whispering around you, "Arise, my child," as a healing word then falls upon Jake.
It's just gonna be a bad time for this kid.
He recovers 3 hit points. What
Hey
is
RJ,
magic?
I don't know how many of my Darkest Dungeon shows you've seen, but how's this for your hatchet?
Isn't that what's it? The no.
That's not the
Sorry, I
cold
was thinking about
shoulder.
it's not cultural. Yeah, that looks
Yeah. I
All
think
right.
that's pretty Benny.
All right, so
very metal.
that was Dev's turn, which was calling on Grandpa for help. Then next up is Percy. And currently
okay.
it is the moist looking boy, the boy who's way too bundled up, and both of them are just like, "I don't know about this at all." And Dev had just tried and successfully cast a spell.
Are they all kind of bundled up next
Yeah.
to each other?
They had
Okay.
been bundled up in like a Ginyu Force style barrier to really just impose upon you, but then like taking out a single bowling pin at the bowling alley, Benny just ran through and snatched up Jake.
Yep. He's gone now. He's
He's
gone
gone.
forever. Percy's gonna say, "Hey, if all you want is the knife, then you can have it." And then he's gonna cast Ice Knife. And he's gonna send it at Dev. So let's
Yeah,
see.
she
if I
was
can-
in the middle.
I'm gonna try and hit her. Ah! A 9 probably doesn't hit, does it?
No.
Ah! My spell slot. Okay. That's the end of my turn.
All right.
So if you want a knife, you can have it. And he just like sends a knife made of ice at them, and it just like goes completely wide, just like sails off into the woods like its long lost brother.
So at that point, the 2 other unnamed boys just kind of like look at each other. And then one of them just kind of like makes eyes like, "Are we really doing this?" And they both just kind of like, "You can have it. It's yours. This was, Jake really wanted to get the masks. I'm fine without one. Really, you guys can, I don't want to die." And like these boys just like, "Mm-mm." And Dev's like, "We wouldn't die. We're at camp." And he's like, It still hurts. Just because we don't die doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. And she just, yeah, that's true. All right. Well, is your friend gonna come back with Jake?
Percy shrugs.
No, I think he's taking him forever.
And then Dev just begins running after the direction where Benny was. Where Benny was heading, anyways. Benny, what are you doing? Because
That's a good question.
If Jake wakes up,
Jake does wake up because of the healing word, and he is going to try and slash out against you with a natural 1. So as you are just shuffling him forward, he drops his weapon, and he had already dropped his knife from when you had attacked him further. So he's just kind of helpless, being pushed back by you.
oh, so Benny stops for a second, just goes, "Well, that was fun. No hard feelings."
And he just, yeah, sure. It's whatever.
Cool, and I slug him in the face.
Okay, make an attack roll.
12 plus.
Yeah, it'll hit him.
Okay, I'm just punching him.
Yeah,
Oh wait, no. So that's 4 points of damage.
goes back down. He only gained 3. So yeah, he just falls back onto the ground. And as you are walking away from...
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm dragging him by the foot back.
Okay, so as you're dragging him back, Dev actually comes over and kind of like shoos you away. So that way she can take care of him.
Good fight. Jogs back.
That was fucking awesome.
That was pretty sweet. Oh, by the way, I really dig the coat thing. I'm gonna work on one of those.
The 2 other kids just kind of like look at each other, look at the group of you, and just... and then run off towards where Jake had been taken.
Grab the dagger.
Yeah, you guys reach into the stomach of this creature. You grab out this wooden dagger, and you can see that it's about 6 inches long, and on the hilt there are what look to be two tiny little leaves that kind of just come off, and they are a very nice deep green color. And regardless of the amount of blood and viscera that goes onto this weapon, it almost seems like it cleans itself over time.
Should I, because this is an indoor game, should I make a roll to see if this is the correct dagger?
Oh.
Since I know what it looks like. Because my uncle brings it out for every...
He
fucking
always
dagger
brings it out.
then.
Always.
I'll prestidigitate it clean.
It's
It's self-cleaning, doesn't mean...
16.
Yeah, you're pretty
Okay,
sure
great.
that this is the one. The hilt of the dagger is what looks to be a blue dragon that kind of wraps up and has a sapphire in one of its eyes. But on the other side, you can see that the sapphire that would be in its eye has actually been removed. And you know that your uncle likes to tell the story about how he saved a wizard by removing the sapphire from his dagger.
Yeah, this is it. Let's keep it in until we get back.
Yeah, and you guys make your way back to the camp, and at this point, it's getting kind of late. It's getting it's getting kind of late anyways. There's no sun or moon that really appears above Avernus, but you've been out for a while. And you also, upon reaching back, you can see that there was that they had actually set up a very large timer for just in case nobody brought back the dagger, and then they had to go out and find a bunch of kids or write a bunch of letters explaining why their kids aren't coming home from camp. Yeah, you guys make it. You present your 3 items to at this point it's actually Scorn and Corinna, the 2 camp counselors that had kind of stood with you guys at the very beginning. And after they inspect them, and Corinna does a quick magical check to see if these are indeed the items that you were looking for. She has Scorn just kind of nods, walks up and goes over to what looks to be a large bell. And he just takes out his maul, rears back, and just slams into the side. And with this loud, thunderous gonging noise that seems to be like that, but being thaumaturgied by at least 3 other tieflings to just make it sound as loud as possible, you guys know that the scavenger hunt is over. And so over the next several hours, you can see that there is a group of young tiefling children that are all getting taken care of at the medical tent. You can see that some of the camp counselors are like, you did really good until it got to the house burning down. Those 3 minutes, that was solid. Next year, buddy, next year. And the kid just like coughs up a small plume of smoke as he is getting taken care of. And as the day kind of winds down, you are all actually brought out onto the stage that was set up in the mess hall area earlier that you had walked by. And at that, you hear the same chuckling laughter as the demi-lich skull of Odd once more reappears onto the stage, kind of forming itself in shadow and then around him. And he says, "Hello, everybody, and welcome! The celebration is over! Our scavenger hunt has come to fruition. Now, first order of business, I believe you have something that belongs in my skull." And he kind of offers his hand out. And who is giving him this golden orb?
Did Discord have that?
I thought you did.
Oh my god, it got lost in the forest!
Because I didn't actually find it.
We could say Benny has it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Benny, as you hand Odd the golden orb, you just see him just put it back into his eye socket, and he kind of like knocks the side of his skull a few times, and you can see it kind of glisten and roll around until it comes fully center.
Benny's like all wrapped up in bandages, and one of his arms is like in a sling. He just throws up the horns.
And Odd gives you the horns as well. Yeah, kind of like that. And you can see that there is just a skeletal hand that comes out from underneath these long black robes. And he tussles your hair a little bit and says, "And of course, do we have a successful contract?" And he takes it from you, Discord, and he reads through it. And as he shows it out to the group of the other tiefling children, and he says, "Remember, no one ever reads the user and licensing agreement. So if you ever want to sneak a contract, just make it one of these puppies. People will sign it. Remember that for next year. Remember that for next year. You guys did great. Now, my wonderful niece, I believe that you have something of mine." Nephew, my bad. Whips. My wonderful nephew, Anarchy. I believe you have something of mine.
And as he was announcing to the class, or to the group, Anarchy was gonna lean over to Discord and just say, "Hey, make a fake one in my hand when I pull the dagger out, all right?"
All right.
So I'll extend my hand, and as I do so, he'll make a fake one in my hand
Okay.
of the dagger.
All right.
As best I can with prestidigitation.
Yeah. Like, obviously, this is a trick to punk my uncle.
And you see his hand kind of come down and sink into the fake dagger. You go to pull it out and it's not there.
Oh.
Oh,
And you
snap.
see him reach into his robes and pull it out.
Should have known better than to try to pull one over on you, Uncle Odd.
I do my best. Now, thank you all to each and every single one of you that helped participate in making this year's Hellscouts scavenging hunt absolutely incredible. I love my kids. I love my family, and I love this extended family that I have built here at Hellscout Camp. So, I would like to say once more, thank you all. And with that, and he reaches into his robes again and he pulls out 4 porcelain masks. And he hands one to Anarchy, he hands one to Discord, he hands one to Percy, and then he hands one to Benny as well. My friends and I use these quite often, and we were winners. And with the enamel pin that's still with that, let me know if that works, by the way. It's our first year doing enamel. It was an experiment. Oh, that doesn't look as good as it did in the prints. Anyways, you are all winners here today, and winners, my friends, they get the magic items at the end of the day. So remember, come on back next year for Hell Camp and Hell Scouts, and you too could be a winner. So until then, he makes a very grandiose bow and it just kind of melts into smoke again.
I don't have a mask.
And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Yeah, RJ.
That's the most disturbing.
I have a small scene.
Yes.
All
We
right.
can play out any last... Actually, yeah, let's have our last day of camp before you guys have to go back. Go back to your respective homes and or planes.
Can I start?
Yeah.
All right. It's like, people are walking into teleportation circles and this and that. And I'm looking all bashful. Oh, here, actually, I'm kind of like fiddling with my tail and, and I'm like, I made you this in the arts and crafts. And it's a sword with giant brassy knuckles and snaky demons along the blade.
Oh.
There it is.
Oh.
You had to
And he
talk to
takes
some of your
it.
friends in metallurgy.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's gorgeous.
I spent a good amount of my free time at it, so I'm pretty proud.
I got you this, and he pulls out his trusty lighter for you to remember me by.
I'll give it back next year.
You better.
Okay. And then I'll smooch you on the cheek. Hey, I'm Hubris's nephew, or
Cousin.
whatever. What do you expect?
Anarchy leans in for a kiss and then feels the kiss on his cheek.
As Benny's walking by, he bumps into Discord and pushes him into Anarchy.
and into a real smooch.
Yeah.
Nice.
We'll say it's a dip, and then he kisses him.
Oh, beautiful.
Aw, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he walks away all cool. But inside he's like
and the pure porcelain white skin, it turns red on the cheeks.
Yo.
Thank you, Hubris, for giving me the inspiration for the character.
As Percy and and Benny are walking towards their portal home, Benny just turns. Hey, Percy, kind of found out something.
What's that, Benny?
Fighting's fun. We should make a career out of it.
Okay. What, you think we can do that for money?
Probably a lot of money.
But Percy seems really distracted by something that's happening across the field. And it's Glimmer flying over to Dev with a flower in his mouth. And Glimmer will offer the flower to Dev.
Dev will accept it, and then just kind of like look at the snake and just kind of like look around, and then makes eye contact with you for just that brief moment. And you see her. She is a red-skinned tiefling, but you can see that her cheeks get a little bit lighter pink. And then she just kind of like shakes her head and then just walks away, but she's still holding the flower.
Yeah, Percy totally winks at her when she makes eye contact.
That's what leads to the rosy cheeks.
Yeah.
All right.
So what, you think we can make a living out of that?
Probably. There's always war.
Ah, war. I like it.
From across, you guys hear, "Oi, boys!
Hmm?
Train up!
Yo.
Next year's gonna be a hell of a time."
You waves.
All right. And
Everybody throws horns.
and as everyone throws horns, that is where we
Don't
will
you
call it for the evening.
Forget about me.
Yeah!
Yeah.
With horns, though.
With horns.
Don't you?
Slow zoom in on the fingers crossed behind the back.
That's
All right, so I wanted to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop by as we went through Hellscouts camp. We made this a thing a couple days ago as to that we were actually going to be doing it, so I'm glad that it worked out as well as it did, and because I took decent amount of notes. Guys, I know I've been really lacking on releasing adventures on Patreon, and I feel really bad about it. So, how would you like your own Hellscouts module / adventure thing that you can do, where I am going to be having it be more like Waterdeep Dragon Heist, where it's going to be more like there are going to be just a list of things that you can send your young tiefling children on to go and find. And then we can structure it however we want from there. And you can find that on patreon.com/theindoor-adventurer. But you didn't come here just for me. You also came here for these wonderful people. So, RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ here on the channel, but you can catch me on... Hey everybody, I'm RJ on the channel. But you can catch me on Twitter and Twitch at rjustice282, where I sometimes tweet about the nerdy things in my life and play Overwatch with 3 out of the 4 people here. Also, on the Monday night game as Calum, the Shadowkai Cleric, and Tuesday as Hubris, the Tiefling Warlock. And hey, just a small plug, I am no longer going to be on Pro Restarter's stream on Saturdays due to work-related reasons, but please go check out Monster of the Week because it is amazeballs.
Woo!
Yeah. All right. Graybeard, where can we find you? What do you do?
I'm Graybeard of Graybeard's Tavern, and well, I'm here on Tuesday nights playing Krog Goreblast, Goliath Gladiator, and I'm over on Pro Restarter's channel on Thursdays playing Bavard. And things just got seriously real. If you have not seen it yet, go watch that last episode. Mind-boggling, insane, and it's smooth until the last half an hour, and then it's epic. Appreciate that. And then on Sundays, I do my own thing here with a prop or 27, and it's Darkest Dungeon, and I love that game. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, usually till noon, unless we're having fun. Then we go past it. That's me.
All right. LB, where can we find you? What do you do?
We went out of order and I got confused. I'm LB, hack 'em up. You can find me on Twitter. Sometimes I've been retweeting a lot, so there's that. And you can find me here on Mondays and Tuesdays. Mondays I am playing Gwen, the Halfling Barbarian. Tuesdays I play Ghost, the Shifter Cleric Blood Hunter. So forgive me for being drained today. RJ and I are on day 3. I'm on day 4 because I do on Sundays as well. On Encounter Roleplay's channel at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We were playing Heroes of Fate game. We were a bunch of kids who got superpowers and deciding what we're going to do with them. And then on Friday, you can find me on Pro Restarter's channel at 8 p.m. Doing the Birthright campaign. That's starting to get pretty serious too. So Yeah.
All right.
That's a ball of sass, that game.
All the sass.
All the sass.
And Danae, where can we find you? What do you do? You're muted.
Oh no!
Oh, there. You just had to speak louder.
Sorry. My name's Danae Keener. I'm at DanaeKeener.com. You can find me there doing drawings related to D&D. You can also find me here on this channel on Mondays as I play Coriander, the Paladin, and the elfiest elf who ever elfed. And you can also find me here on this channel later running Curse of Strahd.
Yes.
Not yet, but soon.
Soon, TM. All right. And if you have made it this far, you probably already know who I am, but I am the Indoor Adventurer. You can find us streaming here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. Tomorrow, I'm actually also going to be in a game with Greybeard, where we are finishing up, potentially, Summer in Woodlake, which is a horror-themed game that our dear friend Barry put together for us. Our dear friend Dammit Barry. It's, as you described it yesterday, it's mind-bending horror, which is super fun, especially because I had no idea what this game was going to be before I stepped in, so I made an indoor air conditioning repairman whose sole goal is to try and be the best indoor A search that you can possibly find on iTunes. With that in mind, guys, let's make 2019 the year that we beat the Indoor Air Conditioning Repair Podcast by going to either indooradventures.podbean.com or any other audio listening platform such as iTunes, Spoofy/Spotify, Overcast, Stitcher, Anchor.fm is the place where you can normally find it, and both of those are under Indoor Adventures. But if you were looking to catch up on the VODs, the actual videos of this, that is going to be at either twitch.tv/The Indoor Adventurer or youtube.com/The Indoor Adventurer. And if you didn't know this, you can use Twitch and Amazon Prime in conjuncture to get a free sub every month. So what better group of peoples to give your free sub to than us? We work hard, and damn it, we're worth it. Maybe. I mean, if it's free, we're totally worth it, because then you aren't paying any money. And what's better than free stuff? But there is something better than free stuff, and that is the after show that we are going to be going into at patreon.com/The Indoor Adventurer, where we are going to be answering questions not only from each other, but also the community at large. So we are going to be heading off to do that now. Once more, I would like to say thank you to these awesome players for putting up with Hellscouts, and thank you to all of you wonderful people for coming by and making it possible for us to just do a pickup game for Hellscouts. So
do we want to raid?
Yes, we will pick out a raid after we
Playing
go
the Mud's up
to the break. Ooh, we're gonna raid Playing the Mud.
Keep
and her
restarters
cat's
on, guys.
Oh yeah, Pro's
Always
on.
We'll do Pro Restarter. We'll do our dear friend Pro Restarter. So
Love you, Pro.
until then, we will see you guys next time.
That's your sub.
All right, everybody.
Bye.